I don't know if you guys have these where you live, but in Connecticut, there have been a few of these sort of discount grocery stores that have popped up. And there's this one called The Outlet. There's a few locations in Connecticut. It's sort of like what TJ Maxx or Marshall's are to clothes, but to food. I don't know exactly how it works, what the sort of business aspect of it is, but basically, if there's food that doesn't get sold or can't be sold for whatever reason in a typical grocery store, then it gets sent here. So I'm guessing if too much of it is bought, if it hasn't been sold and it's about to go bad, and usually when there's something here, there's like a lot of it. So a few months ago, they had the Bioco's smoked mozzarella, and they had just like at least 100 of them, and they were selling them for like $1 each. I got a couple, and I realized that unfortunately I really don't like the smoked Bioco's mozzarella. You just never know what you're gonna get. It's kind of always a thrill. I've been here enough times now to know that I always find good stuff. Like, it might not always be the same thing, but there's always at least something for me, or usually multiple things. Let's go check it out and I'll show you what I find. Let's do it. First thing I found was that they had this pretty good cracker selection, pretty well priced. So I got a couple boxes of these. They also had these nut pods, which I've heard a lot about, but never tried them. I didn't get them, but I just thought it was worth mentioning because it was pretty good price, I think. Also a pretty decent tea selection in terms of tea bags. I saw these chips and they kind of looked right up my alley, so I decided to try them. They're actually pretty good. Normally they have a really good selection of sort of seltzer waters, flavored carbonated waters, but they really didn't have anything this time except for these Pellegrinos, which is cool, but I didn't get any. So they had a pretty decent selection of onions and potatoes. A lot of the potatoes felt a little soft to me, but I found this 5-pound bag of potatoes that seemed like it was in pretty good condition, and I bought that for $2.19. And I also grabbed a bunch of bananas for Paul. He eats a lot of bananas. They always have a pretty good selection of organic boxed greens. So I ended up getting this baby spinach. The Best By date was August 23rd, and it was the 20th when I was shopping. It looked pretty fresh and in good condition, so I got that. It actually ended up lasting for another week, I would say. And these are the other veggies they had. Not a great selection of produce, but I ended up getting a couple of bell peppers. I was excited when I saw that they had organic tofu, but I wasn't excited when I saw the price. I ended up checking with a store employee and she said, yep, that's the right price. This just did not seem like a deal to me. At first I didn't see it because it was hiding behind the sign, but they had Follow Your Heart Veganese. It's not the kind I normally get, but it was $2.99, which is such a good deal for Veganese, so I got that. This was the fruit selection, a pretty decent selection, but not the greatest quality in my opinion, but I did end up getting some blueberries. I also hit up the frozen fruit section, and they had a really good selection of frozen berries. So I ended up getting a berry blend as well as these dark sweet cherries. They have this section that always has kind of like nuts and just little snacks and nutrition bars, protein bars. Sometimes I find something good here, but I didn't really see anything that caught my interest this time. They have a pretty decent condiment section, and most notably they had this Hellmann's vegan mayo, which is actually pretty good, but I had just gotten the Veganese, so I figured I didn't really need it. They also had a pretty decent hot sauce selection. I ended up getting some Frank's because I use tons of Frank's, and I feel like it's kind of hard to find. I ended up getting these pimento stuffed olives because I am out of olives, so grabbed those. They had a really decent selection in terms of grains. They had some nice organic quinoa and rice. I ended up getting this Field Day organic brown rice, $1.49 for a 2-pound bag. They always have a pretty good selection of tomato sauces. Most specifically, they usually have some Rao's, which is really delicious sauce, and it's usually pretty expensive. So I used to always buy Rao's here. They also have some nice organic sauce options, but lately I have been loving just making my own sauce out of canned tomatoes. So I ended up getting some of these cento peeled tomatoes and some tomato paste. The pasta selection is okay, but in terms of gluten-free pastas, they didn't have anything. Like, I don't think they had one gluten-free pasta, so I didn't get any because we only really eat rice pasta. They always have the Annie's vegan mac and cheese and they sell it for $1, which is a really good price, but I have just eaten way too much of this stuff and I'm so sick of it. They had a pretty decent bean selection, but again, some of the prices were kind of questionable. These sell at Whole Foods for, I think, $1.49. $3.45 for these is absurd. That's not a markdown, that's a significant markup. I ended up getting some of these 7 Farms organic beans for $1.49 a can, which is a decent price, but you can get organic beans for less at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods. They also have a pretty decent selection of cooking oils. I was really craving nachos on this day, so I decided to get all the ingredients I would need for it. So I got these hot sliced jalapeno peppers. They actually had a really good salsa selection, and they had my favorite salsa, which is this Mirglen medium salsa. Also got some refried beans, again for the nachos, and some of these organic Field Day yellow corn tortilla chips. They also had a pretty good peanut butter selection, you know, organic, natural peanut butters. They also had this tahini, which looked interesting, $3 for tahini, good price. Not sure about the lemon already being added. Tahini is so helpful in vegan cooking. I was really surprised to see that they had these pig out pork rinds. As you guys know, I love the pig out takeout puffs. However, I have tried the pork rinds and I really didn't like them, but if you were into these, they were selling them for $1, which is, sorry, 2 for $1. They also have a cleaning section, and sometimes they'll have 7th generation products on sale. They didn't really have that many great cleaning products this time, but sometimes you'll find a really nice, you know, natural cleaning spray for a discounted price. And they had a pretty decent cat food section. We didn't need any food, but I did get the girls these treats, which they love. Now into the freezer section, they had sunshine burgers, which Paul absolutely loves, and I wish I had gotten more because he said that they're really hard to find. They also had the Sweet Earth Awesome Grounds. I've never tried these, and I don't really use plant-based meat grounds that much, so I didn't get it, but I thought it was cool that they had it there. I thought these field roast lentil and sage deli slices looked interesting and were well priced, but I just couldn't see myself using a whole package, so I did not buy them. They had this crushed garlic, which I've been getting the ginger version of these at Trader Joe's. It is so convenient, especially for vegan cooking. These were $1 each. I didn't get any because we have a ton of garlic. I thought these Dr. Praeger's frozen sliders looked kind of interesting. Somehow I don't think I would like them, but that's a cool, easy little snack for 99 cents. Pretty good price. And then look, here it is. They've got the Miyoko's smoked mozzarella at $2. I don't think that they're that popular. They also had these Daya cheddar and mozzarella blend shreds, and they were the cutting board collection shreds, which I prefer. So I got a couple bags of these. They were selling them 2 for $4, so $2 each. Really good price for those. They also had some Earth Balance butter, which I didn't get because I didn't need it. They had this Yellowbird organic hot jalapeno dip, which I ended up taking a chance on, and it was so freaking good. If you guys see this, I definitely recommend getting it. Really simple ingredients, really delicious. They have a huge dairy section, really not many plant-based milks, basically just this Almond Breeze vanilla almond milk, and even more dairy on this side. They did have these Harmless Harvest vanilla coconut yogurts. So I got these. I thought Paul might like these. They were 4 for $1, so 25 cents each. So I thought that was a pretty good price. They always have Dave's Killer Bread here, so if you're into that, it's maybe like $1 less than you'd find in the grocery store. They had these Alpha vegan burritos as well as some Amy's vegan burritos. The burritos were 2 for $3, which is a really good price for these frozen burritos, so I got 3. They're just good to have on hand for days when you don't have time and you just need something quick. They had a pretty big chip selection, and this is where the wheels kind of fall off, and I went a little crazy in the chip aisle. I got these Good Crisp Company salt and vinegar chips. I also got these Rice Works sweet chili flavored rice chips. I've had these before and I really liked them. They had the Deep River sweet Maui onion chips, which is my favorite flavor, and I feel like it's kind of hard to find, so I had to get these. these, and I just got the sea salt flavor for Paul because that's what he likes. I also got these vegan chocolate bars. I'm not even a huge chocolate person, but they were really well priced, so I got a few of those. They also had this Pacha French lavender liquid hand soap. I guess I didn't get a video of the price, but it was super discounted. I feel like it's just always good to have some liquid hand soap on hand, no pun intended. While I was waiting to check out, I saw this stock cart and it had the Oatly chocolate ice cream on it. So I'm not really an ice cream person, but I thought it was cool that they had it. And then I checked out. Oh. That was interesting. Got a lot of stuff in there. I spent, hang on, where's the receipt? Here it is. I spent $86, which was definitely more than I thought I was gonna spend, but I got so much stuff. Does it tell me the savings? It doesn't say what the savings was, but I have to guess probably somewhere around like 50 bucks. I mean, if I got that amount of groceries at Whole Foods, it definitely would have been like 150. If not more. As always, hit or miss. Things I was hoping I'd see that I didn't, things that I never thought I'd see that I did. Some of the pricing was a little all over the place, as you saw. $3.49 for tofu. Like, I feel like that's just like the going rate for tofu. In fact, I feel like I normally get tofu at Whole Foods and Trader Joe's for like $2.99. And then those Whole Foods organic beans being like $3.99 when I think Whole Foods sells those for like $1.29. So that's what I mean, where some of the pricing was a little off in my opinion, but then again, some things were really well priced, like the Vegenaise being, what was it, $3? I definitely think that amount of food would get me through an entire week for two of us, for me and Paul. And you know, I do have some stuff at home, like I have some cannellini beans and garbanzo beans, so that's why I didn't get stuff like that. I also didn't really get any fruit or vegetables. I feel like this type of store is like not really the place where you want to get that type of stuff, but definitely got a lot of good dry goods that I think will also last us a while. So I'm gonna go home and just show you the haul all spread out, and maybe it'll surprise you how much it is, or maybe it'll seem like not that much. I don't know. All right, I'll show you in a bit. So here's all the food all laid out. It looks like a lot of food because it was a lot of food. Obviously I went a little crazy in the snack department, but now I don't have to buy chips for like, I don't know, a few weeks. In general, I was really happy with everything that we got. Didn't get a ton of produce. Like I said, the produce there isn't the best, but I got some. $86 for two people for, I would say a lot of this stuff lasted about 2 weeks. Obviously added in some other stuff that we already had at home, but I was really happy that I went there and grabbed all this stuff because, like I said, I would have spent so much more money had I got this stuff at just a conventional grocery store. Thanks for watching. I hope this video maybe inspired you to seek out some local discount grocery stores if you have any in your area. You never know what you might find. It's really worth it. You end up saving a lot of money. A lot of these specialty vegan products are just really expensive. Having the ability to try them for less, I think is really great, especially for people who are newer to veganism, want to try it out, but don't want to spend a ton of money. As a little bonus, I decided to show you guys the nachos that I made. Basically, I used the Daya, the salsa, the jalapenos, and a little bit of Frank's, some jalapeno liquid and water, and just kind of stirred it all around until it got nice and gooey and melted and absolutely delicious. And I also cut up some red pepper and mushed up some black beans, which was not smart to do with one hand while I was filming. And then I just kind of topped it off, put everything together, and it was a really delicious lunch. Oh my gosh, look how good that looks. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then I almost forgot about my jalapeno hot dip, so I drizzled some of that on there, and it very much added to the overall experience. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!